1944, Nazi-occupied Holland. Winter, the coldest winter in 50 years. A 15-year-old girl lies in bed, stomach cramping with hunger. She hasn't eaten real food in 3 days. Yesterday, she boiled tulip bulbs and ate them like potatoes. Today, there are no more tulip bulbs. Outside, in the frozen streets of Arnhem, German soldiers patrol with rifles. Anyone caught after curfew is shot. Her uncle was shot last month. She watched him die. Her mother whispers in the next room, hiding a British paratrooper in the cellar. If the Germans find him, they'll all be executed. The girl's name is Audrey Kathleen Rustin. 5 years from now, she'll be on the cover of Life magazine, the most elegant woman in Hollywood, a star. But tonight, she's just trying to survive. This is Episode 1, The War Child. Audrey Hepburn, Legends of America. May 4th, 1929, Brussels, Belgium. A baby girl is born to privilege and promise. Her father, Joseph Victor Anthony Rustin, is a British banker with aristocratic pretensions. He adds Hepburn to the family name because it sounds more distinguished, more upper class. He's obsessed with status, with appearances, with being seen as nobility, even though he isn't. Her mother, Baroness Ella van Heemstra, doesn't need to pretend. She is nobility. Real Dutch nobility. Her family has castles, her ancestors signed treaties and fought wars. The Van Heemstra name goes back centuries. Audrey Kathleen Hepburn Rustin grows up in a world most people only see in movies. Private tutors who come to the house, piano lessons on a grand piano, ballet classes with instructors who trained in Paris, summer vacations at the family estate in Arnhem, where servants prepare elaborate meals and Audrey plays in gardens that seem endless. She speaks English with her father, Dutch with her mother, French with her governess, 3 languages before age 5. She reads voraciously, books in 3 languages. She's small, delicate, almost fragile-looking, with enormous brown eyes that seem too big for her face, eyes that watch everything. Her parents call her a serious child. She doesn't laugh easily. She observes, studies people, takes it all in with those enormous eyes. At 5 years old, Audrey discovers ballet. Her teacher immediately notices something special, not just talent, presence. When Audrey dances, even in a room full of children, you can't look away from her. Her mother encourages this. Ballet is discipline, structure, art, everything an aristocratic girl should learn. But behind the privilege, behind the ballet lessons and summer estates, cracks are forming. Her father has a secret. Joseph is a fascist, a true believer. In 1935, when Audrey is just 6 years old, he joins the British Union of Fascists, Oswald Mosley's organization of British Nazi sympathizers. He believes in Hitler's vision for Europe, attends rallies in London, wears the black shirt, gives the Nazi salute. When Ella discovers this, she's horrified. Her family fought against tyranny for generations, and her husband is a Nazi. The marriage shatters, bitter, vicious fights. Audrey hears them through the walls. She doesn't understand the politics. She's 6 years old, but she understands anger, fear, disgust. And then one day, Joseph Rustin just leaves. He doesn't die. He doesn't get killed in an accident. He chooses to leave, walks out the door, abandons his wife and children. No goodbye to little Audrey, no explanation. He just decides they're not worth staying for. Audrey will later say this was the most traumatic event of her entire life. Worse than the war, worse than the starvation, worse than watching people die. Her father didn't die. He chose not to love her, chose to leave. She spent the rest of her life trying to understand why she wasn't enough to make him stay. For years after, whenever a door would close, Audrey would flinch. That sound, the sound of someone leaving, it triggered something deep inside her. The memory of her father walking out. Ella, now a single mother with 3 children, makes a decision. Europe is heading toward war. Everyone can feel it. Germany is rearming. Hitler is annexing territories. England is preparing for the worst. She takes Audrey and moves to neutral Holland, to Arnhem, where Ella's family owns estates. Holland stayed neutral in World War I. The Dutch didn't fight. They were safe. Surely Ella reasons Holland will stay neutral again. She's wrong. May 10th, 1940. Audrey is 11 years old, practicing ballet in the morning. At dawn, she hears a sound, a deep rumbling. Thunder, she thinks, but the sky is clear. Then she sees them. German bombers, hundreds of them. The sky turns black with aircraft, wave after wave. The sound is deafening. Bombs fall on Rotterdam. The city center is obliterated. 900 civilians killed in minutes. The Dutch government receives an ultimatum: surrender or we destroy Amsterdam next. The Dutch army, small and outdated, fights desperately for 5 days, but they're no match for the Wehrmacht. On May 15, 1940, Holland surrenders. The Nazis occupy the country, and everything changes. At first, it's not terrible. The Germans are polite, almost friendly. They pay for food in shops. They smile at children on the streets. They hand out candy. The occupation has rules, and if you follow the rules, if you don't cause trouble, you're safe. Life continues almost normally. Audrey goes to school. She continues her ballet lessons. She's getting better, really good. Her teacher says she has the body for it. Long limbs, perfect proportions, natural grace. She could be a prima ballerina someday, her teacher says. London, Paris, New York. Audrey dreams of dancing on the great stages of the world. That's her dream, her escape, her future. But the war tightens its grip month by month. 1941, new regulations. Jews are required to register with the authorities. Then, they're required to wear yellow stars, 6 pointed stars with Jude printed in the center, Jew. Audrey watches her Jewish neighbors, people she's known her whole life, marked like cattle. She sees the fear in their eyes, the humiliation. Some families disappear in the night. The Goldsteins, who lived 3 houses down. The Cohens, who own the bakery. One day they're there. The next day their homes are empty. Furniture still inside. Food still on the table. Just gone. Audrey asks her mother where they went. Ella won't say, can't say. How do you explain to an 11-year-old that her neighbors were dragged from their homes and sent to death camps? 1942, the occupation becomes a police state. The Gestapo hunts resistance fighters with brutal efficiency. Public executions become common. Names posted on boards in the town square. Executed for acts against the Reich. Audrey's uncle, Otto van Limburg-Stierum, is arrested for resistance activities. The Van Heemstra family has money, influence, connections. Ella tries everything to save him. Bribes, appeals, begging, it doesn't matter. Otto is executed, shot. His name posted on a public notice board as a warning. Audrey is 13 years old. She sees his name on that board. She understands what it means. The Germans will kill anyone. Even nobility, even her family. Her mother, Ella, is secretly part of the resistance. It starts small, helping neighbors hide valuables, sharing information, but it escalates. Ella begins hiding British paratroopers, Allied soldiers shot down during operations or dropped behind enemy lines. These men are on the run. If caught, they're sent to POW camps or executed as spies. The resistance helps them escape back to Allied territory. Ella hides them in the cellar, feeds them, gives them civilian clothes, helps them get false papers. Audrey knows she's not supposed to know, but she does. She sees the extra plates of food disappearing, hears footsteps in the night, sees her mother coming up from the cellar with dirt on her dress. She sees a British soldier once, maybe 19 years old, terrified, exhausted. He looks at her with desperate eyes, and she realizes if the Gestapo raids the house right now, they'll shoot him. They'll shoot her mother, they'll shoot her. But she says nothing, keeps the secret, because that's what you do. You keep secrets and you survive. The resistance needs couriers, people who can carry messages between cells without arousing suspicion. The Gestapo stops men constantly, searches them, interrogates them. Men are dangerous. Men might be resistance fighters, but a teenage girl, a ballerina, she's invisible to them. Audrey becomes a courier. She hides messages in her shoes, rolls them into tiny scrolls and tucks them into her ballet slippers. Rides her bicycle through Nazi checkpoints, smiling sweetly at German soldiers, her heart pounding so hard she's sure they can hear it. Secret resistance communications pressed against the soles of her feet. If they catch her, she'll be executed. She's 14 years old, and she's committing acts that carry the death penalty, but she does it anyway because her uncle was killed. Because her neighbors disappeared, because someone has to do something. She also performs in illegal ballet recitals. The resistance organizes secret cultural performances to raise money. Hidden gatherings in basements, in barns, in abandoned buildings. Audrey dances in darkened halls with no music, just the sound of her shoes on wood. The audiences watch in complete silence, no applause, no talking. If the Germans discover the gathering, everyone will be arrested. Audrey dances. And for 2 hours, the Dutch people forget they're living under Nazi occupation. They remember beauty, art, freedom. Those performances teach Audrey what art really means. It's not just entertainment, it's resistance. It's proof that the human spirit survives even in darkness. But in September 1944, everything collapses. September 17th, 1944, Operation Market Garden. The Allies attempt to liberate Holland by dropping thousands of paratroopers behind German lines. The plan is to seize bridges, create a corridor, drive into Germany, end the war by Christmas. The main battle happens in Arnhem, where Audrey lives. British paratroopers land in fields outside the city. The 1st Airborne Division, elite soldiers. They're supposed to hold the bridge for 2 days until armored divisions arrive, but the intelligence is wrong. 2 SS Panzer divisions are stationed near Arnhem. The British paratroopers drop right into a hornet's nest. Audrey watches the battle from her home. She's 15 years old. She sees British soldiers fighting house to house against German tanks. Young men, barely older than her, dying in the streets. The fighting is brutal. Close quarters. Desperate, the British hold out for 9 days. But the armored relief never comes. The operation fails. The surviving British soldiers withdraw across the Rhine. Those who can't escape are captured or killed. Operation Market Garden is a disaster, and the Dutch, who helped the British, who hid paratroopers and provided intelligence and celebrated too early, are about to pay a terrible price. The Nazis are furious. The Dutch helped the enemy. Now the Germans will teach them a lesson. They cut off all food supplies to Western Holland. Everything. No trains, no trucks, no barges. The entire logistics network that feeds the cities is shut down. Collective punishment. If you help the Allies, you starve. If you didn't help the Allies, you starve anyway. The hunger winter begins. Winter 1944 to 1945. The coldest winter in recorded European history. Temperatures drop below zero and stay there for months. Rivers freeze solid. And the Dutch are starving. No food enters the cities, no grain, no vegetables, no meat, no milk, nothing. The Germans have blocked everything. Audrey's family, once aristocratic and wealthy, is now desperate. Money means nothing. You can't eat money. The stores are empty. The markets are empty. They eat tulip bulbs. Holland's national flower becomes survival food. You dig them up from gardens, from parks. Boil them for hours to remove the toxins, then mash them into a paste. It tastes bitter, earthy, wrong. It provides almost no nutrition, but it fills your stomach for a few hours. They make flour from tulips. Grind the bulbs into powder, mix with water, bake it into bread that crumbles like sawdust. But it's something to keep you alive one more day. They eat grass, pull it from the ground and chew it raw. It makes you sick, your stomach cramps, but it's food. They eat nettles, weeds, tree bark, anything organic that won't kill you immediately. Audrey, 15 years old, weighs 88 pounds. She's 5 feet 7 inches tall. Her body is consuming itself, eating its own muscles for energy. Her ankles swell with edema. Her gums bleed from scurvy. Her hair falls out in clumps. She's too weak to dance. Getting out of bed is exhausting. Her muscles, the ones she spent years developing for ballet, are wasting away. Her dream of becoming a prima ballerina is dying along with her body. Even if she survives, she'll never recover fully, not in time. The war is stealing her future. She watches people collapse in the streets, dead from starvation. Their bodies lie there for hours before anyone has the strength to move them. She sees families eating wallpaper paste because it has flour in the glue, scraping it off walls with knives. She hears about people eating dogs, cats, rats, anything with meat. Pets disappear. 22,000 Dutch citizens died during the hunger winter. Audrey almost becomes one of them. She develops jaundice. Her skin turns yellow. Her eyes turn yellow. Her liver is failing. She can barely stand. Some days, she doesn't get out of bed, just lies there, drifting, too weak to move. Her mother sits beside her bed, holding her hand, praying. Ella is starving too. Her face is gaunt, her hands shake, and late at night, when she thinks Audrey is asleep, Ella cries. The sound of a mother watching her child starve. And then one morning in May 1945, Audrey hears something, a sound. Engines, not German trucks, something different. She drags herself to the window. Every movement takes enormous effort, but she makes it. Allied trucks, British and Canadian soldiers, rows of them, rolling into Arnhem. The Nazis are gone, retreated in the night. The occupation is over. Liberation. The soldiers bring food, real food, from the backs of trucks, bread, canned meat, chocolate, milk powder, medicine. People are crying, running into the streets, hugging soldiers, thanking them. Audrey will later say it was the most beautiful sight she ever saw in her life. Not a movie premiere, not an Oscar. British soldiers with food, liberators who brought life, they saved her. The United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration sets up emergency feeding stations, UNRRA, the precursor to UNICEF. Audrey stands in line, a walking skeleton, 88 pounds, jaundiced, weak. She receives her first real meal in 6 months, bread with butter, soup with vegetables, milk. She cries while she eats, can't help it, the taste of real food after so long. This moment, this experience of being saved by international relief workers stays with Audrey for the rest of her life. She never forgets that UNRRA saved her, that strangers cared enough to help. 43 years later, when UNICEF asks her to become a Goodwill ambassador, she says yes immediately. She remembers this, being 15, starving, and being saved. The war is over, but the damage remains. Recovery is slow, painful. Audrey's brother, Ian, returns from the German labor camp. He was taken in 1942, 3 years of slave labor. He's alive, but he's not the same person. He's thin, haunted. He doesn't talk about what happened. Audrey doesn't ask. Her body slowly recovers. She gains weight, not quickly, but gradually. The edema fades. Her hair grows back. The jaundice clears, but the malnutrition caused permanent damage. Her metabolism is altered. She'll struggle with her weight for the rest of her life, unable to gain weight easily. She'll have anemia, respiratory problems. The hunger winter left scars that never fully heal, and her ballet career is over before it began. She's 16. In the ballet world, that's late. Most prima ballerinas start training at 5 and reach professional level by 14. Audrey lost critical years to malnutrition. Her body, weakened by starvation, can't handle the physical demands of professional ballet. She tries, goes back to lessons, works hard, pushes herself, but her teacher sees it. The potential is still there. The grace, but not the strength, not the stamina. Her teacher tells her gently, "Audrey, you're very good, you're talented, beautiful to watch, but you'll never be a prima ballerina, not at the level you want. The war took that from you." Audrey is devastated. Ballet was her dream. Her escape during the occupation. She danced in secret performances, risked her life to dance. It was the thing that kept her sane when everything else was insane. And now it's gone. But Ella reminds her of something. The war took ballet, but it didn't take everything. Audrey has other talents. She's beautiful, elegant, graceful. She has presence, and she can act. During those secret performances, they weren't just ballet. They were theater, storytelling. Maybe, Ella suggests, you could be an actress. Audrey is skeptical. Acting seems frivolous after everything she survived. She watched people starve to death. She saw her uncle executed. How do you go from that to acting? But what else is there? 1948, Audrey, now 19, moves to London. Her mother scrapes together enough money for tuition at a ballet school. Audrey enrolls, still hoping maybe she can dance professionally. But within 6 months, reality sets in. She's good enough for chorus, not good enough for leads, so she pivots. She starts auditioning for acting roles, small parts, bit roles. Chorus girl in musicals, she models to pay rent. She's photogenic. The camera loves her. She's not conventionally beautiful like Hollywood starlets, but she's striking. Those enormous eyes, that long neck, that regal posture. Casting directors notice her. Who was that girl? Get me that actress with the eyes. She has something. They're not sure what, but something. 1951. Audrey gets a small role in a British film shooting in Monte Carlo. She has a few lines, nothing important, but it's work. While filming, she's spotted by someone. A woman watching the production. An older woman, distinguished, French. The woman's name is Colette, the famous French author. Colette is in Monte Carlo searching for an actress to play the title role in the Broadway adaptation of her novel, Gigi. The producers have auditioned hundreds of actresses. None are right. Colette is about to give up, and then she sees Audrey Hepburn on the set. She watches how Audrey moves, the natural elegance, the grace, the way she holds herself. There's an innocence in her eyes, but also a depth, a wisdom, like she's seen things, survived things. Colette watches for an hour, then approaches. "You," Colette says in French, "you are my Gigi." Audrey stares. "I'm sorry, what?" "The Broadway show, my novel, your Gigi, you're exactly what I've been looking for." Audrey is stunned. "But Madame Colette, I've never done Broadway. I'm nobody." Colette smiles. "You're not nobody. You're going to be somebody. I can see it. Come to New York, audition." 2 months later, Audrey auditions in New York. The producers are skeptical. She's too tall, too thin, too unknown. But Colette insisted. Audrey performs a scene. The producers watch in silence. When she finishes, there's a long pause. Then they offer her the role, just like that, from unknown chorus girl to Broadway lead. November 1951. Audrey Hepburn stands backstage at the Fulton Theater on Broadway. She's 22 years old. In 5 minutes, the curtain rises on Gigi, her first major role, her Broadway debut. She's terrified. 10 years ago, she was a 12-year-old girl watching Nazis march through her town. 7 years ago, she was eating tulip bulbs to survive. 5 years ago, she was a failed ballet dancer with no prospects. And now she's starring in a Broadway show. She thinks about the journey. Her father abandoning her, the war, the occupation, her uncle's execution, the hunger winter, the 88 pounds, the near-death experience, the British soldiers who saved her life, everything she survived, everything she lost, the ballet career that died, the childhood that ended too soon. But she survived. That has to mean something. The stage manager gives the signal. "Places, Miss Hepburn." Audrey takes a breath, steps toward the stage. Her heart pounds. But she walks with the posture of a ballerina, the grace of someone who trained for years, the presence of someone who performed in darkened halls during Nazi occupation. The curtain rises. Audrey Hepburn walks onto the Broadway stage. The audience sees a young woman, elegant, beautiful, graceful. They don't see the scars, the trauma, the hunger she still feels, the nightmares. They see a star. And they're right. She is a star. She just doesn't know it yet. In 18 months, she'll be standing on another stage, the Academy Awards, holding an Oscar, Best Actress, for her first major film. But tonight, she's just Audrey, the girl who survived. She speaks her first line. Her voice carries through the theater, and the audience is captivated. In the wings, Colette watches, smiles. She knew from the moment she saw Audrey on that film set, she knew